Okay, today is April 19, 2016. Let's take a quick update on the market, and then we'll go through some of the momentum stock. So just do a little bit of like a midweek type of update. Looking at the S&P 500, the S&P 500 came up to this 2091.26 today. This is one of the target level that we're looking at. So right now we're basically looking at this particular target now, but most likely you probably see a little bit of a pullback down to this area here, because I'd like to see a pullback into this area and possibly even get back down to this 2020 86 level, and then make another push, and maybe that would gather a little bit more of a momentum to push it to the old all-time high, and possibly put in a new all-time high. So right now I'm expecting maybe a possible pullback at least into this area here, the 2048. Okay. But of course it could do what it want to do, and maybe just come up here and try to come up and tag this 20 or 2130.82. So but at least right now it's got to be a little bit of cautious about the upside move, because although a lot of people say that we probably got a little bit of a pullback here and then make a little bit push here, there's like a little bit of a flag here, right? So but again, just be careful. It is a little bit overextended, but the market will do what it will always do, is the unexpected, right? Okay, so anyway, looking at the EMini, the S&P 500 future, okay, you can see that also bump up to this 2091.50. That was one of the target level that we're looking at, and you can see right now it's kind of pulling back a little bit in the Asian market here. So we'll see how that will carry you into the overnight market when Europe is open. Okay, so again, I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback, maybe come back down to this level here, this 2053, and then possibly get into this 2032, and also this 2011 here. So essentially this area initially is looking for a pullback at this level. Okay. But if it decided to continue to move up, then we're essentially looking at this 2105 as the next target level. Okay. And then on the SPY, again, we're basically looking at this 209.67, right? Okay, this level here. Okay. So we see that we got a little bit of a doji type of candle here. Right, so wouldn't be surprised that we see something like this coming down tomorrow, okay, to do a little bit of an evening star. But of course, we're looking for an evening star type of pullback, because last week I think I was kind of anticipating maybe we get a little bit of a pullback down to this level, that's 205.77, and maybe possibly get down to this 203. So essentially get this thing here. It seems like that the market want to run up a little bit more. So maybe we get it this time here, and then move up like that. So right now essentially I'm looking for the possible pullback to this 205.77 to 203.87. Okay, so anywhere between 206 and 204. And so but I'll talk about the pin as the week progresses. I think right now, looking at some of the open interest, 205 is possible too, for a pin. So but right now it's a little bit too premature to talk about that yet. So right now, so as the OPEX, the weekly OPEX approaches, maybe we could get a little bit more definitive on the pin numbers. Okay, so that's the SPY, and let's go and take a look at Apple. Apple, we have a little bit of a trend line coming down, and it's kind of encountered some resistance coming back down here, and also there's a possibility that it could pull back to this 104, 103 area here. Okay, and let me take this out, or let me do this, remove it, so let's cutter, and we can see some of these stuff there. Okay, so you can see that we could also be looking at a possible inverted head and shoulder here for Apple, that if it pull back here and then get a little bounce, right? Okay, and that's basically what these lines are, that possible scenario. But I'm looking for this thing to, pull back to this at least 105 and possibly even get down to this 101 level here. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at, and possibly, maybe pull back and get a pin at 105. It look like maybe 105 might be in play. So again, as we get more closer to the RX, then we get a little bit more definitive on the OI, so we could make a little bit better guess at what the pin number might be. Okay, so that's Apple here, and then we're looking at Facebook. Facebook came down. Again, we're looking for this thing to push into the recent high and possibly getting a new high. You can see right here it's already pushed to a new closing high here. Right? So essentially, we want to probably take out this intraday high here, this all-time intraday high. Okay. So we're looking for this push here. Again, pay attention to the earning. When the earning come out. Because it is getting close to, it is earnings season, and I believe this one here is the 27th, which is next Monday, I believe. Is it next Monday? No, next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Okay, so pay attention to that. So right now, essentially, if we're gonna pull back, we're looking for this thing to pull back between this close to 109 to 106.50, somewhere around here. Okay, that's the some of the area of the pullback here. Okay, so essentially that's what we're looking for right now. Okay, and then looking at Amazon. Okay, Amazon, we saw this push come up, went to came down, tested at 580, and then got a little bit of a push back up to this 638. Okay, right now it's bumping up against this 638 resistance, so I'm looking for a pullback to this 597 and possibly pull back to this 580. Okay, so this basically this support zone here. Okay, 597, 598 to 580. All right. Okay, and if we're going to continue to push up, then we're basically looking for this gap fill here. Right. So that would be somewhere around 675 and 656 or 657. Okay, and then look at Google here. Okay, Google is continue to push higher. We anticipate that we're trying to come up and tag this high here. So right now it's coming back down, and maybe we get a little bit of a pullback to this level here, this 752 to this 739 or 740 here. So this zone here, minor pullback, and then see how it stand over there. See if we get a bounce up, and if it's a steeper pullback, then again we're basically looking for this 700 to get retested. Okay. Then we got Tesla. See, Tesla kind of push up to this extension 127, got close to it, and kind of pull back to this breakout point. Okay, this baseline here. So I'm looking for a further pullback into this 231. Okay, into this 231 level before we might start looking for a bounce here. Okay, so I'm kind of anticipating that there might be a little bit more pullback into this 231 level before make another push to try to take out this this high and get higher. Or if it's pullback and we can't hold it, if this can't hold this 231, then we anticipate this to come back down to some of these Fibonacci retracement level. Okay, but we're gonna wait until it gets to this level first before we start looking at some of the potential lower support. Okay. And then let's take a look at Netflix. Netflix earning came out, and we said the market was pricing this range here. Okay, and actually exceeded the lower range, and right now it's coming down to that 94. If it can find any support to get a bounce back up to possibly to this 101 level, 100 level, then we'll probably be looking at Netflix to come down and test this 92. Okay, so beware of this 100 level. There could be some play on the 100. Okay, when OPEX come in this Friday. But again, as we get closer to Friday, then we get a better look at what that number might be. And finally, take a look at Twitter. Okay, Twitter still trying to get going. Essentially, right now I'm looking at this particular price channel here. Okay, right, so maybe we get something going on this way here to get up to this 22, which is a little bit of a resistance here. And also we got this little downtrend trend line, right? So this right here, this level here about 21. So essentially 21, 22 could be near-term support. You might want to keep an eye on that. And so you're basically looking at this price channel here, right? So if you want to set up some sort of a trade here, then you might want to take a look at area below this trend line. Could be a potential stop to set up some a little bit of a nice R&R type of swing trade or whatever your trading style is. Okay, so that's basically it. That's just a quick review, and good luck on your trading for the rest of the week.